And the way I try to look at it is you need to come. There's some beard in your beard. It's crazy. Way I look at it is you need to get to a minimized state. Damn near have a anti-rage art moves list, which will consist of next to nothing. Funny enough. So we're gonna turn on my rage. We're gonna turn on Red's rage. So next to nothing. So like for me, I'm gonna do down forward one, random ass down twos, but honestly, probably more so this. Down four, maybe a little down three, throws. Nothing that's committal. Like this right here, don't do that. Try to rage art in between it. So you want to get very dumbed down in your moves, right? In the moves that you're willing to use when you're like in this state, right? So like any of this, like all that kind of shit. Not it, like if they have rage art set to a button, which they normally do, because it's easier to do, like from out of crouch or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to like try to stand up and do, you know, rage art, especially if you're doing it in like guard stun, to where you're kind of crumpled and potentially crouching. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, this. Getting hit by this. Try to do down forward 1+2 to rage art. Use your rage art button.
Now this is what I call fun.
See? That's why you set that shit to a button. Same thing happens with heat. Exact same thing happens. If I do like that out of like crouch, I'm going to get my here like a forced crouch like that. It's much slower. He can attack already. You know what I'm saying? They think I'm going to do it. The advantages are just greatly outweigh everything else, especially that being in crouch thing and literally just being unable to do it until you come back into a standing position. That part right there is pretty vital. So until they change that into where it's not a thing, yeah, definitely set a bind. You know what I mean? And just go ahead and do it for both of them. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Take the mechanical part of it out. But anyway, back to rage arting in general. I'm gonna jab you, and then I want you to rage art, and I'm gonna jab again and try to block.
Now this is what I call fun.
Damn, see? If he's on time, it's hard to even do.
Now this is what I call fun.
See what I'm saying? Like, if he starts his rage art at the same time that I press jab,
now this is what I call
then even a jab ain't safe. See what I'm saying? So that brings me to my next point. It's not only important to dumb down your moves list, it's also important to change your attack timing. One thing you don't want to do when someone's in rage is attack. You don't want to do consecutive shit. Space that shit out. See, dash blocking also helps, because a lot of people will just see your character twitch and assume that you press something. They're not even looking to see your attack. They're just looking to see your character twitch, and then boom. And then boom, and then you punish accordingly with whatever it is that you have. All right. If they're almost dead, I say just go ahead and just throw them. It's guaranteed. They can't break it. So if you're at low, just throw them. Don't even risk the combo. Just throw them. Change up your moves. You want to use like more non-committal moves, like no strings. I'm telling you, unless that string jails and you're certain that it jails, no strings. Like you're cutting all them shits off. Do some shit like that, call it bait, but you know what I'm saying? Because the thing is this. If I do this, here, block QCF1, and then I'm gonna do 1-2, and then you should be able to rage art in between that.
Now this is what I call fun.
You want to dumb down your moves list, and you want to dumb down your attack frequency. I won't say dumb down, but drastically alter your attack frequency. I guess you do kind of want to dumb down, because you want to stay far away from consecutive attacks, because that'll just get you, I mean, first off, that'll get you countered in general. You know what I'm saying? That'll just get you countered in general. But when someone's sitting on rage art, that will get you rage arted. I'm not going to do nothing like that. I'm not going to do nothing like that. Startup is too slow. If you're like really sitting on it, like you're tweaking, you're just waiting for me to just flinch, and I do that shit, like I'm cooked. You know what I'm saying? Some people are training themselves to look for more animations than just like that. That needs to be your focus when we're talking about rage arts. You know what I'm saying? You need to bait that shit out. So on top of getting compact, try to get random, but really block more than anything, and throw a lot, especially if you're in the ranks where they're not breaking throws like that. Throw a fucking lot. You know what I mean? You want to sit there and wait on their rage art? Bet. I'm just gonna throw your ass. I'm gonna get random though. You know what I'm saying? Running up to somebody and blocking, very good thing to do in this situation. Hella times I done ran up to people and just blocked, and they just, you know, assumed I was gonna do something. So then they rage arted nothing. Another way to bait it out, let's say you're already in heat. You know what I mean? Because, you know, if let's say a lot of the other rounds, you've taken your frames, right? Now they assume you're going to do the same thing here. You can heat dash into nothing. Block. Don't neutral guard, meaning like you know, let your hand go. It's going to fail you in this situation, I promise you. You know what I'm saying? Physically block. So bang, bang, anything into your heat dash, block. This is a very common scenario. Very common scenario. Especially in blue ranks. Because you don't necessarily have to show them that you are going to do some shit like this. You don't necessarily have to show them that. If you get hella aggressive on them, then they're probably going to assume that you're going to do that shit anyway. You can just make the assumption. You know what I'm saying? And if you really want to play it safe, you can like do it step block. So if they do something quick and not a rage art, you'll step it any fucking way. And if they rage art, you'll block it anyway. Kind of option select. You know what I'm saying? It does mean that you're giving up your turn from your heat dash, but you were heat dashing in the first place because you're trying to bait out their what? Their rage art. So, you know, also another way I find, yeah, from this. If they have a stance, most people's like heat smash will put them into the stance, right? So that you can take your turn. Yeah, like that. If you have a way to quickly block out of that, that's another good way to bait out a rage art. Because a lot of people might assume you're going to take your frame. And if you do this enough, you'll get good at like recognizing when someone does not rage art versus when they do, and then making that snap decision. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, they didn't make it. They didn't rage art. Bam, I'm gonna attack now. Keep in mind you're in range 0, so you might want to do something fast. You're gonna something fast to kind of set yourself up, down for 1 maybe, and then like, you know, get into your game, play your game. But once you get this shit out the way, you can play again. You know what I'm saying? Worst case scenario is you put somebody in rage who has a whole lot of gray health, and they get all that shit back, and still haven't rage arted you. You might have to take the risk and get a little aggressive on them.
Die in silence.